And lastly, I want to say this. If people feel good about what is happening, they don't need to be persuaded. They don't need to be persuaded. When Kibaki took over, in the first 6 months, there was a feel-good factor. And I'm challenging ourselves that having gone through these processes and in election cycles, we need to take measures that the ordinary Kenyans at the end of the day can say, we feel good, what is happening to us, what services are being delivered to us. And this investment conference will deal with this issue if you can open up the counties. And
From Senator James Orengo's speech, I'm able to pick a few things. They were so beautiful. There are so many beautiful speeches that were made there. And I felt like there was a lot of maturity in that kind of an event where the deputy president was in attendance. But now, in this video here, I just want to talk about what James Orengo was saying. The reason why I'm doing this is because James Orengo is a senior member of ODM. The person who has been holding the law aspect of ODM. Whenever there's an issue, is the one who rescues it. He organizes the legal team. They do whatever it does best. Now, James Orengo, the current governor, sorry, I just called him senator, he has been in politics of Kenya as an elected leader for so many years, almost 40 years as well, right? Just like Raila Amolo Odinga. And actually, they're about, I think they're age mates. When I look at that scenario, I strongly tell myself that whatever James Orengo says, as far as the ODM party is concerned, and Luo Nyanza in general, should not be taken for granted. And that is a strong warning to President William Ruto. How is it a warning? James Orengo has simply said, and you've all heard, that don't force us to vote, or don't tell the people to vote for you. Do the work, do what is right, and the people will be able to vote for you. That was a message to Kindiki and William Ruto, that don't force the people. They'll definitely do that if you deserve it. But the most important point is that he said, do the work, people are angry. And that was the message in the ground. And actually it is true. If you consider the other video that I just did where people are talking about, where I've talked about the kind of anger Kenyans are experiencing, the fact remains that as we speak here today, Orengo also speaks simply what the ground is. The country is angry. The citizens are angry with the government. And it's high time we have the president does the right things. Right now, president should change in so many things. The way he talks and delivery of services. The way he talks and delivery of services. Let me give you an example here. And I want you to listen to this video as well.
Your Excellency, sisi hata tumeogopa kuongea mambo ingine. Kwa sababu kitu nasemekana itafanywa na haifanywi. Kuna ICT hubs. Imesemekana moja itakuwa Wamba, moja itakuwa
they are on the way, don't worry.
Yeah. And there are
we'll
also the issue
we'll
of
do
markets.
1450 by 2027.
Thank you.
That is another event. We're having that member of parliament from a place called Samburu telling the deputy president right on his face that we talked about with President William Ruto on this and those things have not been done. We went to the ground and promised people that the president is coming to do this. Now, how do you again go to promise them on something that you're not sure whether it's going to come? Kindiki was quick to interfere. No, tutafanya, usijali, yote tutafanya. But the fact remains that that is the reality of the ground, and that's the reality of how the government operates. The president comes to Kisii here to launch a project. He goes, everything stops. Until he came back and found the project stalled by himself. He was even ashamed that they have not been able to do that. So the fact remains very well that the president, the way he is, he has to change things the way they are done. Let me switch back to James Orengo. Orengo, speaking that way, is a message to President William Ruto that he must take into consideration. One, why? President William Ruto, after dumping Mount Kenya, he expected to inherit Raila Amolo Odinga's backyard. And some of the people who are going to push for that, it is Senator James Orengo, who are the senior leaders from Luo Nyanza. And Therefore, because Raila Amolo Odinga, we all know is going to go to AU, or even if he comes back, probably the mzee is old, he's tired, he need to rest. Now, seeing all that, James Orengo being the person who will be on the ground, probably is going for the gubernatorial seat in Siaya again. William Ruto needs to listen to him so that come 2027, it will be easier for them to speak and campaign for William Ruto. But if he continues the way he's doing things, launching projects that are not there, not doing things the way he says, it's going to be hard because Orengo does not just speak. Let me give you an example here. Orengo said one time that government eats its own people. People took him as a joke. Rigathi Gachagua was eaten by the same government that he fought for. He's not the only one who has gone down with the same government that he fought for. Cleophas Malala, the same. So many leaders right now are afraid in government, yet there are some of the people who campaign seriously for the government. Alfred Mutua, Alfred Keter, Charles Keter, or maybe Alfred Keter. It's Alfred Keter, who also one time campaigned for UDA, but now he was gotten out. So in a nutshell, we are speaking from the angle that Orengo, whatever he says, he does not miss his words. Whatever he says, it is true. It must be taken serious. In connection to 2027, we have to remember that Orengo was against the handshake between Ruto and Raila. Even now, he is against it completely because he didn't see the need. He didn't see the need. So the fact remains as we speak today that Orengo has not been a serious support of the handshake between William Ruto and Raila. And that has been very evident when there are abductions in this country. He comes out and speaks on the abductions and said the country is not heading to the good direction. Let the abduction stop. We are going back to Moi era because he experienced what had been happening. He warned and talked about it severally. And probably his conversation that started, that's what even prompted Raila Amolo Odinga to speak on abductions. Because there's no danger Billy Mwangi was causing to the government. Neither was Kibet causing anything serious. Just it was Kasongo cartoons that were circulating this on social media. So in a nutshell, as we speak today, we have to accept the fact that Senator James Orengo, being against the handshake with William Ruto and Raila, speaking against abductions, that is a language showing that the type of leadership William Ruto is offering, he does not support and probably cannot support the character of William Ruto come 2027. So it is therefore most likely that William Ruto is not going to get the 100% support that he expects from Luo Nyanza. Because if Orengo does not support it, what next? Who is going to support? Opio and I leave the government and go and campaign? That is a technocrat. But he cannot. Wanga will be struggling with this gubernatorial seat. Because Raila will not be on the ballot and it will not be as easy as they think. We are going to see drastic measures and I'm going to do an extensive video on that. So in a nutshell, as we speak here, we must accept the fact that William Ruto is going to be affected immensely if he does not change the way of leadership that is offering Kenyans right now. Remember Babu Wino, who is a great mobilizer from Luo Nyanza, is also against President William Ruto. Now James Orengo as well is against it. Now, if these people combine efforts during campaigns, join another faction, they're going to divide the votes. What does that mean to President William Ruto? His number of votes are going down significantly and his chances of getting back to State House are very minimal. Because in Western region, it's going to be a battleground if the running mate will not come from there. If they have a running mate and a strong candidate who is the presidency, straight away, they are going to vote against William Ruto. That's the first one. The second one, if you are going to have the turnout that's expected from Mombasa, not from Coast region, not to be the way it is, those almost million votes are also going to go down. They are going to divide seriously. So in a nutshell, as we speak today, the fact remains that President William Ruto must change his style of leadership. And that warning from Orengo is serious. My name is Abel Mukwa. See you in the next videos. Please make sure to subscribe, like and like and comment after watching my videos. For those who always want my number, it's always there. Come through for the channel, support it, so you can have a better equipment to make this channel grow. Thank you so much. See you next time for more videos.